welcome back to another episode of the Jiggywiththispodcast. I got MBZ here, the person who I first interviewed, who gave me the idea of this podcast.
Facts.
So thank you for being here, bro. Thank
you for having me.
Yeah, man. This is the first actual in-person podcast that I did in a while.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, because COVID and everything, so I just been doing it on Zoom. So
okay. Oh yeah. I wouldn't have wanted to do it over. It gotta be.
Gotta be in person, right?
Yeah, it gotta be in person.
Yeah.
Man. Gotta be face to face.
Yes, sir. So thank you for being here. So the first question I got for you. So coming off the success of the last project, Worldchanger Volume 1.
Yeah.
What's next for you?
Right now I have I'm working on my new album. I haven't announced the name and stuff yet, just because I want to make sure I'm very meticulous about it. So I just want to make sure I got everything down. But yeah, the album should be coming out sometime next year. I got a show in a few weeks for climate change, a climate change organization. They're trying to bring awareness to it. So I'm gonna be performing there. It's gonna be my headline. I'm gonna be headlining there, so it's gonna be lit. You know what I'm saying? I got a nice set. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? Just working, getting these music videos out, and dropping this next album. It's gonna be amazing for real.
Okay. I like. When's the show? What's the date?
The show is January 22nd. I believe January 22nd. Yeah.
I'm gonna try to make that. I haven't been to a show in a while.
Facts.
I'm trying it out more.
Facts. Pull up. I'm gonna send you all the info. Don't worry about it.
Bet. So, behind Worldchanger, what was the process of making that project?
Well, a lot of people don't even know, but Worldchanger, the whole EP was inspired by Michael Jackson. So a lot of that, the music on that, if you really, I don't try to sound like Michael Jackson on that, but more like just the mentality in which I was approaching the music, and the topics that I chose were very like Michael Jackson-esque, So I really just was listening to a lot of Michael, and I had like this music that I had like a message, and I wanted to build on those songs. And that's pretty much how I came up with the Worldchanger EP, just building on those songs where I'm talking about, real life things that, are important to me at least. And I just built on those, and what came out of it was a whole EP, and it's pretty good.
Nice. And that's your biggest inspiration, right? Michael Jackson?
Yeah, that's my all-time favorite artist, biggest inspiration, period, is Michael Jackson. Yeah. Definitely.
Okay, so I have to ask though, what's your favorite Michael Jackson album?
Favorite Michael Jackson album? It's hard to say, because my favorite Michael Jackson song is on Invincible, which is You Rock My World. But at the same time, Bad was really good and Thriller was good. So it's hard to say, man. I think I'm gonna go with History was really good too.
All of it was really good.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. The favorite one for me, I think, is Bad.
Bad, okay.
Yeah, Bad was like where he was like taking back his identity, kind of like, it sounded to me as like an outsider listening in, that like, it was just people who were, they had their own opinion of him, and he was just like telling the world, like, this is who I am. You know what I'm saying? Look what y'all did. Like, y'all done turned me bad. Like, I like that shit, bro. Yeah. I felt that. So I think my favorite would have to be Bad.
My personal favorite is Thriller, but like I grew up on my parents just taking those trips.
Thriller's legendary.
It's legendary. Bad is like so good as well.
Yeah,
it's like
Bad is crazy.
The Bad is really crazy.
That is crazy. Man in the Mirror is an amazing song.
Yo, for real.
Man in the Mirror is like, actually my song Understand on the Worldchanger EP, I have a song called Understand, that's directly influenced by Man in the Mirror.
Got it.
Like, if you listen to Man in the Mirror, you can see where I got Understand from. I gotta understand, gotta plan, like, gotta be a better man. That was all like from Man in the Mirror, for real. Like, you know. And the new album is actually heavily inspired by Michael Jackson. So the EP was inspired, yeah, but it was more like the mentality and the topics and stuff. But my actual album is like inspired by the sound of Michael Jackson.
Gotcha.
So I really try to make it not sound like Michael, still sound like MBZ, but you can definitely hear the influence from Michael Jackson on these records for sure.
Gotcha. And I be having this argument with people because I'm not saying they discredit Michael, but I'll be like, yo, Michael can't, like, nobody can mess with Michael in the verses, right?
Yeah, I don't think there's nobody.
But people be saying R. Kelly, and I'm like, what? What? Like, because they forget young Michael, Jackson 5 Michael.
Yeah.
So I'm like, nah.
R. Kelly is an amazing artist too. No, but besides the whole, you know,
the situation with him,
the whole situation, musically, he was a great artist. But there's no comparison to Michael Jackson. I think it'd have to be a Drake or something to try to, you know, like you couldn't beat him with like making better music than him. You would have to beat him with the amount of good music you have, which is why I think, the catalog. I would think that by catalog, the closest who could probably go toe to toe and not even beat him, probably go toe to toe. Beating is up to everyone's own opinion, but I think Drake is really the only person who could go like toe to toe because there's so many hits that touch generations. I think 2 generations. Yeah. For real. So it's like, hey, I think the closest is Drake that could go against Michael Jackson in the verses. Not even R. Kelly.
Yeah, for real. So next question I have. So I see you always working, always putting out content, always for your viewers. So explain like how important it is for artists to continuously showing, you know, the marketing side of everything, just basically showing the work.
It's important, especially for young artists, you know, who are just starting out, having just that motivation and that drive to just stay consistent, consistently post, consistently find new things, new ways to have more content. You know, it's very important because you grow. Each day is like an extra fan, an extra fan, an extra fan. Eventually, you start dropping amazing music and you gain more fans at a time. But those fans, they sticking with you, you know what I'm saying? Because they know that they're going to follow you because they know tomorrow they're going to see something new that you're doing. And then the day after that, they might see something else new that you're doing. And it's all about just staying, you know, relentless, really. You know what I'm saying? And that goes on how bad you want it. Like, if you really, really want it, you want to make it a career, you know what a career is a 9 to 5, or, you know what I'm saying? It's that stretch, it's those hours, you know. And I think if you want something serious, you got to, you know, attack it with that mentality, for real.
I feel you on that, because a lot of people, I be telling, like, other artists that be coming up, like, you got to put yourself out there. You can't just, like, put the music out and just expect it to blow up. You have to actually put yourself out there. Like, people are going to find you regardless, but you have to really expand yourself.
Honestly, I haven't come from that mindset of I'm going to put out something amazing and it's just going to go just because it's good. You know what I'm saying? But the world, it don't work like that. Just because you're good, you know, people aren't going to share it. At a certain point, I felt like I was good enough that where people just assumed I was going to blow up, so they just didn't want to share, or they didn't want to, because they just assumed it was going to happen anyway, you know what I'm saying? And you got to be ready for that too, you know, because that shit, it happens, you know? So it's definitely, that's part of it. It's definitely part of it.
Definitely a part of it. So you already talked about the shows. So what about the YouTube? What's going on with that?
Well, yeah, so I've been vlogging. I've been having like the vlog channel apart from the music as well. Just trying to let people get into the person I am, you know, besides the music. Because I do feel like, you know, music is my stepping stone, but really, like, to be a world changer, you have to branch beyond that. You have to be in several different fields and different, you know, you got to touch the people in all kinds of ways. You know, and some people, they don't like rap music. you know, but they'll sit on, you know, they'll sit home and they'll watch a vlog or something like that. And it's just an opportunity to gain an extra fan every time, you know. Somebody might like me for the vlog, somebody might like me for the music, you know, somebody might like me for something else, you know. But it's all about just spreading myself out, because the internet is like, there's no storage on the internet, you know what I'm saying? Things are there, they're there forever, you know. So every time you do something that has content and it's good, it's there forever. You might not gain that extra fan the first day, but you'll gain an extra fan maybe a week from now, maybe a month, maybe a year, maybe 5 years from now. I've seen it, you know what I'm saying? So it's all about just spreading yourself. The more you're on the internet, the bigger your footprint, the better possibility of getting noticed, you know.
That's true. Yeah, I didn't even think about it like that.
Yeah.
That's a good way of looking at it. Because it's hard out here to be successful, but, you know, but anybody can do it, just you gotta put the work in. You
gotta put the work in, you have to have that mentality, that relentless, that wolf, that, you know, you go for it, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be that in order to make it, because you gotta be somebody that people wanna be. And nobody wants to be that guy who's not doing anything, you know? Like, so you have to constantly be that guy who's doing something, time and time again.
Yeah. So my next question for you is Donda or Certified Lover Boy?
Donda or Certified Lover Boy? I mean, it all depends on what you're doing. You know, if you're if you're home alone, you're probably gonna listen to like a Donda, you know. But if you're like in the car or you know, you're going somewhere and stuff like that, there's a better chance that you'll be listening to something from like CLB. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in terms of like just the music, Donda or CLB, it's tough. I do think that the replay value of Certified Lover Boy, to me, in my opinion, it has more of like a daily replay value than like a Donda. So I'm gonna go with CLB, but Donda was amazing as well. Yeah,
I think you're both great, and then like, but I agree with you. Like CLB, I would listen to a lot more on repeat and everything throughout my everyday routine, other than Donda, because I feel like Donda you have to actually like sit down and be in the mood for that.
Donda is like an experience. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like CLB was more like he's making this album. He's making an album that you can listen to at different times of your life, where whatever you're going through, you know, that's Drake's thing. Whereas Donda was like, I'm taking this sound and I'm gonna bring it to like an experience, to where you feel like you're having a moment when you listen to the music. You know, that's what I tried to do with my second album, which was like create this experience. That's why I always, you know, with the Zombieland vibe was where I was going with it, from song to song, how everything is connected and it flows. I was trying to make an experience with that album. I feel like Donda was like the same way.
Okay, I see the connection you're making.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
Because like it's a story with everything in your music.
Yeah, my music is always a story. That's like, I get that from Mike. You know, I get that from Michael. Michael's stuff was always like it's always a story. Even when it don't sound like it, you know, it is. He's always telling, and a lot of his stuff he tried to make true. Like, well, I don't know how much of it is true, because I don't know how much of it he actually wrote. I don't know how much of it was his personal experiences. But certain songs you could just tell, you know, he's like, you know, he's trying to paint a picture. And I feel like, that's where I get a lot of that inspiration from, you know, regarding that.
Yeah. And going back to what you said about like if he wrote it or not.
Yeah.
One thing I be telling people all the time is like, listen, not all of these artists write their music, and that's fine. You know, it's nothing wrong with that. Because like people try to knock Drake for having a ghostwriter or whatever. So what? Like I'm telling them, like, well, did you know that Drake wrote Unthinkable by Alicia Keys?
Yeah.
And he wrote a Beyonce song too. I forgot which one it was.
I'm not sure, but I know that like it all comes down to, you look at the songs you like the most from that artist. Yeah. And then you go and you check the writers on those songs. Because if you love a song by an artist and that's your favorite song by him, and then you go and you check and he has the writer's credit on that song, but maybe a different song you don't even like, he doesn't have the writer's credit on that. It's like, why do you even care? You know, like you don't even like that song that I didn't write.
Exactly. I want to thank you for being on my show, and I gotta give you your props, thank you for all you're doing, and also your props because you're the one who gave me this idea for this whole podcast. And then just
but you the one who followed it through. You know, y'all just planted the seed, but you had to water it. You know, so that's really what it was.
Definitely.
You know?
So I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you being on.
Appreciate you for having me. You know what I'm saying? Blessings to you. I hope your shit goes way up from here. You know what I'm saying?
Same with you, bro. I see you doing big things out here.
Hey, I'm trying. I'm just getting started though, man. My album on the way is gonna be amazing.
Definitely. So give everybody your handles. Instagram.
Yeah, so you can follow me on Instagram at the second Moonwalker, THE, second 2ND, and then Moonwalker. YouTube, you can find me at MBZ. All you gotta do is type in MBZ. You can put like Back on Track, watch any of my music videos. Apple Music, MBZ. Yeah, you can find me anywhere you look, man. I'm everywhere.
Nice.
Good talk.
Nice.